Here we are again today. Welcome. And it's about 1 degree above freezing. It's still holding on here, being really somewhat uncomfortable. Irregardless, we have a bit of an interesting day coming. Fun for some of you who may just want to know how some things work. And today you're going to get a tour of my retired police radar system. I'll give you a tour of the equipment first, and then we'll actually do some picture taking with the radar. So what we'll do is head down the road just a little bit, find a good safe spot to have some tea, and I'll give you a tour of the components of the radar system to start with, and explain what they do, and then we'll go ahead and turn it on. So these radar systems, depending on what brand you get, there are several types. There are generally 3 types. There are handheld, which are typically all handheld. That's all they do. And there are different qualities and options you can get with those. Same direction, opposite direction, moving, not moving, targets, etc. Some have batteries, some are plug-in only. The next version you would get would be sort of a hybrid. They are handheld, but they have car mounts or vehicle mounts, so that law enforcement could still use it in a vehicle setting, but be able to quickly disconnect the unit, take it outside the vehicle, and use it in a handheld position. And then the last one, which is the one I have, is a full vehicle mount. It does not have the ability to go portable. It is a vehicle mount only. The mounting systems that come with these radar systems are specifically engineered so that they can be placed in obviously many different vehicles, as many different vehicles are used by law enforcement. So the unit that I got from a seller in the United States of America, who brings the units in, refurbishes them, certifies them, and then sells them off either to law enforcement or to survey companies or other individuals who purchase the units. So I'll put a link to his website down below the video, and you can check that out, my provider. So let me go out first and show you the antennas that the radar system comes with. So at the rear of the vehicle, it's a little bit hard to tell, but the antenna is just up in here, and which would be right there. That is the rear-facing Ka band antenna. And the front antenna is just here. A little bit hard to see, which is good, but it's in a great spot. The antennas should be mounted as high as possible, or at least that's convenient to be in the car, and obviously free, clear view ahead. And what's even best is to have them facing pretty much at least fully forward and on the left side of the windshield, or at least facing traffic. If you're in Europe, you'd want the antenna on the opposite side, facing traffic. You'll also notice there are these small ribs along the antenna mount, both on the front and rear, and that's for alignment, so that the officer can look down the antenna barrel and line it up down the roadway. Makes things very convenient. They have to be aimed properly. If they're not aimed properly, the math won't work out right and the reading will be incorrect. Typically to the benefit of the motorist, not to the officer. We have the readout head, or the display unit, for the radar system. Coming down further, you have the remote control, which can be placed anywhere. The remote control is lit, so you can see it at nighttime. Very easy to use, very ergonomic. You don't have to read the buttons once you get used to it. You just feel for it and press the right selection. And then in my particular vehicle, I have the computer mounted right here beside my right leg on the side of the computer mount. So it's out of the way. Because remember, you have a wire for the display on the dash, you have one wire each for the antennas, you have power, and a little bit going on there. The display can be mounted directly to the computer unit on the face just by removing this wire. So pretty much everything is adjustable on the radar unit, from the brightness by using the remote, to volume, sound, and squelch can be turned on and off as well. By pressing the buttons on the remote, we can also change moving or stationary selection, antenna front and rear, and of course the transmit button, which is in the middle. We can also determine if we want to target the vehicles in the same direction we're traveling or in the opposite direction. The faster turns on and off, the faster selection of the radar system to give you the center display. There are various other settings, your squelch, your power receive mode, and a self-test. If we turn off the squelch and turn on the transmitter, you will hear receive back signal. I'll turn the volume up so you can hear what the radar is receiving. So right now, believe it or not, that's the vehicle ventilation fan underneath the dash, because I can turn that up and down. Or completely off. Now we're listening to free air on the front antenna. Let's try the back antenna. There's the back antenna. Why do they sound different? Well, the area that I'm in has various different commercial buildings around. There could be radio transmitters, microwave interference, etc. So those are things that will always potentially give interference to a radar system. These units are very sophisticated, however, and you have to understand that when they're used properly, the readings they get back are extremely accurate. When there are no cars, there will be no return on the audio. But here comes another car. And he's speeding quite a bit. Just a lot of fun to have when you're out driving on the highways or the back roads.